Hello, this is take 3. I got through most of my voiceover and I was on mute, so that was awkward. So here we are again. And then the second time, because I wasn't on mute, I could hear myself with my headset and I can't think straight while I'm hearing myself as an echo. It's driving me nuts. Anyways, so hi, how are you? Hope you guys are doing great. I'm doing a pour painting on a skull. I know it's August and October is a little, it's around the corner, but when I actually got these, it was like the beginning of August. I get in the spirit because, I love the holidays. So I got myself, and these are ceramic skulls. They're not plastic or metal, so they're nice. They're heavy. I got them at Micheal's. It's one of the many art stores here in California. And this one specifically is a Halloween themed one. I like playing with complementary colors when I do pour painting, and blue and orange are complementary colors, so as long as you're strategic with that, it's not too jarring on the eyes. And I think I did a pretty decent job by doing multiple different blues, not just one solid blue, and just doing the inside orange, not having orange on the outside as well, because as you know, complementary colors, when you mix them, can sometimes make some very gross colors like poo-poo browns. So I guess this is technically like a dirty pour, because I'm putting everything in a cup, and I'm not really trying to layer it or anything or do anything fancy, and I just kind of pour it on. I do that with all 3 of them. There's going to be 3 skulls. I did a Halloween themed one, so I played with the idea of blue and orange, and then I did an Easter one, which originally I was trying to play with the complementary colors of purple and yellow, but no purple came through, so it's just Easter vibes in general. You mostly see the pink, the green, a little bit of blue, and then there's yellow on the inside. And then I also did a Christmas one, which is red and green. Green's on the outside and red's on the inside. I did these because I really like skulls, and I wanted one kind of for the whole season, but I still wanted to kind of match the aesthetic of what the season was. This one was the first one, so Halloween was first, and originally I thought I was only going to do one, but I went back and got 2 more, so we're vibing. I'm gonna have a skull for Halloween, Christmas, and for Easter, because why not? Some little things that I figured out while I was doing this. I don't know if it's because these are mass produced or what the deal is, but there's a mold coating of some sort on the outside that makes the paint really not want to stick, which is quite irritating and annoying. I figured this out originally from painting the inside of the blue one, because the orange just kept wanting to come off, and it was absolutely annoying, to say the least. So what ended up happening, because I don't film me painting the inside of the orange one, this one right now. So I painted the inside, and then when it was dry, I was going to clear gloss it, but as I was putting the clear gloss on, it was just falling off, and it was irritating. So I let it dry completely, and then I did kind of patchwork kind of stuff, and it is a whole thing. Just do yourself a favor. If you get any ceramic stuff from your local art store and you're going to paint on them, just prime them. I don't know, because I've done glass pours, and I've never needed to prime them. All I had to do was make sure they were clean, and then you pour over it and the paint sticks. So for me, I was thinking, oh, it's ceramic, it's like glass, it should be fine. But I think because these are mass produced, they have some type of like powder or like some type of coating on them, and it's enough of a barrier that the paint just will not stick. It's irritating. I had less of a problem with it on the outside, probably because there's a lot of paint being used. But on the inside, it was an issue. Side note, I apologize about the sun right here. I'm outside. In order to paint, I go to my Nana's garage. She has a bunch of paint stuff and just all kinds of art stuff everywhere. And I do my pour painting there. Well, I didn't because I am using a GoPro to tape this. And since it's on my head and on my phone off to the side, it doesn't show a preview. So I had no clue that sun was just kind of aggressive. When it gets to the green one, it settles down. I guess the sun moved, I guess. That's all I can say. My cup was leaking. That was annoying. So yeah, anyways. What else did I want to mention? You do want to prime it. If for some reason you don't prime it, I used liquid sandpaper. You can get it at Home Depot or whatever. And that helped. It takes forever to dry. Just do yourself a favor. Go get some spray primer and just spray the fucker. Just let it be done. I use a liquid gloss to go over it because polyurethane liquid gloss helps give kind of a like resin-esque vibe if you do it right. It just can be a little finicky and annoying because like resin is also finicky and annoying, but this is just easier to do and I'm less worried about inhaling the fumes and whatnot. But it kind of gives it still that really nice shiny almost glass-like look. So it's cool, but you really need to make sure that it's completely cured before doing it. I was pretty lucky because I didn't wait a super long time, but I was pretty confident that it was cured, so I didn't worry about it so much. For some reason, when I did this green one, just everything that could have went wrong went absolutely horribly wrong. So first of all, the color choices that I picked I thought would look cool, and it's not ugly, it's just I was really like disappointed, I guess. And then as it dried, all the dark green like disappeared, so it was just kind of, I don't know, it's all right, I guess. So there's that. When I started painting the inside, the red paint that I have there is awful, like god freaking awful. But the red paint that I have at home is good. So I ended up just bringing it home and painting over it because it was a no-no, is what it was. And then for some reason, I got red paint on the outside of it, and then paint was chipping off of the front outside of it. And just, this one was just too much, man. But I record all of it, so you'll actually see everything that happens. So this, I think that's all I have really to say. Make sure you prime it. Make sure the paint is dry before you do the liquid gloss. Oh, I pour it, I don't paint it. Because it helps. Because if you paint the liquid gloss on it, you can see the brush strokes and stuff, and because the paint was not adhering to the skulls very well, I also didn't want to risk paint coming off. So I poured, you do waste quite a bit of gloss doing that, but it's worth the cause because it's gonna look good when it's done. Oh, some things I would have done if I was going to sell these, like if I were putting these on Etsy or something. So the lip and the inside of the skull, I probably would have taped off pretty well so that the rims and the edges had a sharper line, so it just looked more professional and just looked nicer in general. I would have definitely primed them so that the paint would adhere better, so I would have less issues later on. I would probably, even though the Halloween one and the Easter one didn't need it, for some reason this Christmas one needed longer to dry, I guess, because it cracked a lot when I put the polyurethane on it. When you don't let the paint dry completely, what can happen is, because it's wet underneath and it's trying to dry on the outside, it causes this cracking to happen. But it cracks all the way down. Like, you can see these, what is it called? The ceramic. So that's annoying. Because it's mine, it's not that big of a deal, but I wouldn't send it out to sell, is what I'm saying. So I would give it the allotted few weeks before I even clear glossed them. But because they were for me, I just went with the flow of things, and if bad things happen, then bad things happen. But for the most part, things went well. It was just the third time, for some reason, everything that could have went wrong absolutely went wrong. Oh, see, this is the liquid sandpaper that I was talking about. So you kind of just paint this stuff on, and then you just let it dry. I will say, it takes a while to dry. I was like sitting outside, and I got to the point where there's like a little fan in the garage, and I got to the point where I was just putting it in front of the fan because I was like, dude, this is taking forever. I need something to do. Because like my boyfriend's there, you can see that he's got some miniatures or whatever on the table. And he's over here having fun painting, and I'm sitting here watching paint dry, essentially. So it's annoying. Anyways. What else would I change? Oh, I'd probably use... So, okay. The paint, see that orange paint right there? You can see that it's craft paint. Okay, that's not the paint that I used for the outside of all of them. Over there and off to the side, if I ever walk over there again, there's actually it's artist loft paint in like big containers. So that's the paint I actually use. If I was selling these, I would not use this craft smart paint at all. I used it because for myself, I'm gonna clear gloss it anyways and do like a really good layer, so like I wasn't worried about it. But I will say that craft smart paint kind of sucks depending on the color. Like the red is god awful, like disgusting. It's so patchy. It's not opaque at all. It's almost as if it's watered down. And I tried shaking it. There's a fucking bug, but the bug. I don't like bugs. There's so many bugs out there. Oh, it's a fly. Oh, he's pretty. He's fun. Yay! Back to painting. Oh, here you go. See, look at. Like, what is that? Like, what is that? Oh my goodness, it was so gross. I couldn't believe it. And at first I was like, maybe my brush is wet. No, I don't know. And then I keep going, I'm like, nah, it's just bad paint. That's cool. And I was thinking, I was like, well, if I layer it enough, eventually it'll come out as one shade of red. Little did I realize that it was just patchy on top of patchy, and it was just I wasn't here for it. It was so bad. It was absolutely disgusting, and I ended up having to take it home because I I was using the Craft Smart paint here, but when I went home, I used my Liquitex paint that I use to do like my fine art at home. So that worked a lot better. Oh, here's the clear gloss. So this one, so I get my clear gloss at Home Depot. You can probably get clear gloss literally anywhere that sells paint, like in the buckets. And I literally just pour it on. I know it looks wasteful, but I was not gonna risk brush strokes or even the paint coming off because I didn't prime this one, or any of them actually. And this one was my favorite, so I was the most nervous about this one getting ruined. So I was like, you know what? I'll buy more clear gloss. It's perfectly fine. I cannot risk this not being good. So I just pretty much pour it on. As long as it's pretty much an even coat, and as long as your main color is not white, it will be crystal clear. For whatever reason, polyurethane does have a yellowish tint, and it's very, very minor. You only really notice it when white is the main like color, and because white is not the main color, I wasn't worried about it happening here. But I will warn you, if you do use polyurethane and you have mostly white, you probably don't want to do that. You just don't want to do that. It's just you're gonna see it's gonna be yellowy. This is me attempting to fix the red, and I think on the other side there's yellow because I got red on the outside, and I got yellow right there on the chin, and there was paint missing on the eye a little bit. So I figured, like, at first I was like, you know what, I'm gonna repaint the whole thing, and then I thought about it and I was like, it's not really that bad. So I just did spots, kind of like drips, and it looks cool. I like it. So I just kind of cover up the paint that happened to get on the outside, and also places where it had chipped off a little bit. And this is pretty much the final product at this point. This is after it's clear gloss. This is kind of my idea for all of them, except they won't be pumpkins on the inside. The Easter one's gonna have like Easter eggs, and the Christmas one is gonna have it's gonna have something Christmas related. Like I don't really know yet, but I'll think of something. I will say this one's my absolute favorite. Even when Halloween isn't around, I probably will still have it out, just sitting around as just decor in general. And I'll put the pumpkins away, but this one was definitely a banger, and it was my first go around. The Easter one is actually Dominic's favorite, because he likes the colors and stuff. It's not that I don't like the Easter one, it doesn't have a whole lot of movement, and I'm wondering if it has to do with the fact that I didn't have a ton of variation of different colors. It was just the same colors, just layered. It just doesn't have much movement. It's mostly pink and green, and you can see some blue. You can see the tiniest bit of silver that pops out, but like the silver for the most part ain't even there. And then the yellow on the inside is really nice. It's not that I don't like this one. It's a lot better than the Christmas one, but that blue one's my favorite. So yeah, I think I'm done talking. I don't know what else to say really. I will have my Linktree link down below. And that link tree will take you to all of my socials. I have a Instagram, a Twitch, a Tumblr, a YouTube channel, because this specific voiceover is for Facebook and IG. Is there something else I'm missing? I guess not. The last few minutes or so is just a picture of like, hey, go find my socials. When you get to that picture, you can just, we're done. This is actually close to the end, so hope you guys have an awesome day. Come check out my socials. I do a lot of other artwork and whatnot. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now, guys.